Joining me now on the Progressive Insurance Celebrity Hotline. And it's kind of cool because I was eating some Crave jerky last night. My man works a little with Crave. Mostly he catches touchdowns. Vernon Davis, what's up? Welcome to Jay Mohr Sports.
What's up, Jay? Good to be here, man.
Good to be anywhere. Look, you're a guy with longevity in this NFL business. You're a tight end. You go down to pre-Gronk, there was Vernon Davis. And then suddenly, you're no longer a 49er. You're a Denver Bronco. I got to think the difference in the locker room, the vibe, is night and day. What's the biggest difference in the locker room between these two teams?
You know what? The thing that I noticed about the locker room is that when I first got to Denver, I could tell there was some kind of energy flowing around in there, and that energy is pretty much those guys just staying together and just, not saying that when I was with the 49ers we didn't stay together, but sometimes you find different teams where they're gelled. They're more gelled together than the other team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those guys, they do a lot of activities together outside of the locker room, and it was great to walk into that. It was refreshing, and it made me feel like I was at home.
Vernon Davis. At Vernon Davis 85 on the Twitter, tight end for the Denver Broncos. Brock Osweiler, is this the first time a quarterback's been taller than you in the huddle?
Pretty much, yeah. He's tall. That dude's a giant, man.
He's a tall guy. On the Raiders, the running back's taller than Derek Carr. Murray, he's like 6'3". So whenever they take the hand off, there's just that weird father-son look. I was wondering, in the huddle when Brock Osweiler stands up, are you like, you're damn, dude, you're tall?
I actually say that to myself when he's beside me, like, damn, dude, you're tall, man.
Yeah, he's a freak. And Peyton Manning, am I crazy to think he looks like Timmy from South Park?
No comment on that.
No, don't comment.
I like Peyton. I don't want to upset that guy. I don't want to upset him.
I don't understand why he's playing, honestly, because if I had any of the injuries that Peyton Manning had, I don't know if I'd go on roller coasters, let alone line up under center. I got to think in the Denver Bronco locker room, that carries a lot of weight when a guy like Peyton Manning, first ballot Hall of Famer, neck, back, feet, fingers, toes, all of it, head to toe, banged up, just shows up every day like it's nothing. That's got to motivate some guys.
It tells you that he's a warrior. He'll do whatever it takes to help his teammates win, and that's what we love about him. His enthusiasm. He exemplifies what it takes to be a true leader, and I think that's why he's been around so long and why he's had so much success, because of his innate ability to be able to just fight through adversity and just do things out of the norm as far as what he's doing right now. I mean, you just don't see it. It takes a strong mind and a will-to-win attitude to be able to do some of the things that he's been able to do.
This is a weird, probably a question other guys would ask you, but I do actually want to know this, Vernon Davis. At Vernon Davis 85 on Twitter. Peyton Manning, you catch a pass. Brock Osweiler, you catch a pass. Is there a difference when the guy gets the ball to you? Does one come with more zip? Does one spin differently? What is the difference between just a guy and another guy throwing Vernon Davis the football?
You know what? To me, they're actually similar in so many different ways. If you look at Brock's career, he's had an opportunity to learn and grow behind Peyton. So you'll see probably some of the some similar things between the two. And Brock's he's a great guy. He's just one of those guys that you want to be around. He's always positive, optimistic about everything, and I feel like he's really learned from Peyton in so many ways. And I think it's a really, really good thing. But those guys are, as far as the ball, the velocity and accuracy, they're pretty similar.
You mentioned being positive, and I want the listeners to know this. We pile on, me especially being a comedian, I pile on players all the time. But I tell them to their face when I have piled on. I'm not one of these phonies you have never made fun of. You know what I like about you, Vernon Davis? You get traded to the Denver Broncos, but you still do all your charity work in the Bay Area. You're giving out Thanksgiving turkeys. You're feeding the hungry people in the Bay Area. And I say, good on you, brother. That's what you're doing. I love it. For real.
No, I appreciate it. I wish I had more. I wish I had more time. I would probably. I would actually have to, get out in Denver and feed people out there as well. But I haven't had much time to do that. Only time I've had is to focus on the playbook and becoming acclimated with the city of Denver.
Hey, don't worry about it. About 2-3 years, you're gonna have plenty of time.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
You ain't going to be playing football at 40 years old. You can't be a 40-year-old tight end. That's weird looking, man. You got to get out sometime while you got your wits about you like you do now. Hey, let me ask you this. I thought you unfairly took the heat on a sinking Mike Singletary ship. I'm not asking you to throw shade at anybody, but when that all came out and it was you specifically, did you think to yourself, like, well, how am I the problem? This whole, like, everybody's got problems, on the whole roster. Were you surprised you were singled out? I was.
I was at the time, but in the end, I figured it out, and I realized that everything that happened was supposed to happen, and it was meant for me. Not only was it meant for me, but it also helped me grow and become the man that I am today. So I totally appreciate everything that Mike Singletary did for me. I don't regret any of it. There's no remorse at all. And I'm very, very thankful.
But in the moment, you get the entire Bay Area thinking you're the guy screwing up your team. That's got to be hard walking in. Was it uncomfortable?
There was a little bit, but at the time, like I said, I was young and I was just trying to find myself and reach that maturity that I was chasing, and with the help of Coach Singletary, I was able to blossom and transcend to the man that I am today.
If you ever want some help from a comedian, in that whole situation, I take Singletary out at the legs. You want to know why?
Why?
What's with the fake voice? I watch NFL films. All I hear is "all day, baby," and then all of a sudden, when he's calling you out, he sounds like Thurston Howell on Gilligan's Island. Can't win with him. Can't.
You're funny.
He's doing Maya Angelou impressions. Like, well, what happened to that guy? All day, baby. I'd rather go out on the field with 11 men and get penalized. Like, what are you doing?
You silly. You're funny, man.
Kubiak, Denver. When I went to Denver training camp, I asked each player, how are you guys better than last year? You didn't add anyone. This is before you got there, Vernon Davis, at Vernon Davis 85 on Twitter. And they all said coaching, coaching, coaching. And I was like, I ain't buying it. Now, it's the end of the season. Apparently, the players were right. The coaching is much better in Denver. When you go to Denver, you go to the Denver Broncos. You are an all-pro. Are you actually being taught things at this stage in your career? I mean, you're a vet, but do guys drop some knowledge on you in the coaching staff where you go, oh, damn, wow?
When you've been playing, like I tell everyone, there's always room to grow, and you can always learn. There's always room for that. You can never stop learning, especially in the game of football, and that's what I appreciate about the game. That you find different coaches and they have different techniques and drills that they put you through, and you can definitely learn from it. So yeah, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still learn.
Vernon Davis, again, I want everybody to know, Thanksgiving feed. This happened in the Bay Area. You get traded from the San Francisco 49ers. You go to the Denver Broncos. And my man holds up his end of the bargain. And he just feeds the folks and working with the people over there crave jerky. You're one of the good guys, Vernon Davis. I'm glad to have you on board. Win, lose, draw. Just stay healthy. Get that next contract, man.
Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it, buddy.
You better come back.
I will.
Maya Angelou, can't win with them. See you later, buddy. Woo, there he goes.